never gave me an answer. Am I the only one? I didn't know it was over. Take care of you. Take care of you. Take care of you. You on and on. You never gave me an answer. Am I the only one? I didn't know it was over. Take care of you.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful week. We've been having an awesome time this week because we've been going over Notion's new grouping feature, which is a godsend for productivity. Let me tell you that. It's been really fun for us to play around with it. So I wanted to spend this opportunity to jump into it together with you guys to show you exactly what we've been building this whole time, as well as show you one live build for us in terms of how we're going to implement this in future features as well. So if you've ever had any questions about Notion's new grouping feature, you want to know what all the hype is about, you want to know what everyone is talking about, today we're going to solve all those questions for you, as well as show you exactly how we use it to maximize our productivity and make work really fun. So let's get straight into it and let's show you what it's all about, all right? So this time we're going to jump straight into showcasing. We're going to jump straight into showcasing for something we call our daily planning. And this is really important because I want to show you the capabilities of this specific dashboard that we have, as well as why I think personally it's so powerful to have this new feature. So let's scroll down a bit and let's talk a bit about what we're doing here right now. So if I scroll down here, you're going to see that we have a bunch of different views, but what's the one I really want to show you is this quest board here. So first, let's talk about what and how this template works. So daily planning is intended so that every single day, if I want to start planning my day, I just need to come into this page and I need to spend 30 minutes max and really just figure out exactly what needs to be worked on. And the way that this happens is we typically have a few projects in focus based on what we've defined is our focus this week. We usually have some review cycles. Hey, every single week, what is the most important project to ever work on? Once we have that information, then we figure out, hey, what are the ones going to be in focus? So normally, all you can do is group inside our Kanban board views, but this is a gallery view. So this view actually now enables us to group by, and this group by allows us to see between our share with family and our focused projects as well as our not focused projects, so we can easily shift them around. So for example, we say that this week we don't have enough time to focus on all 4 of these projects. What should we do? Well, in this situation, we can essentially start dragging this up over to this section here where we don't have any. So let's say, for example, I had a example incomplete projects. I just want to show that just for you guys here. But if I had anything else here, I can basically drag this into the section, and now immediately this is not in focus anymore. And now this is really, really important because when I move something not in focus, this dashboard is very, very intuitive in a way that it will unschedule or unprioritize certain tasks that we need to do. So for example, if I undid that, we can see that inside our request board, which by the way, now looks really, really cool. I hope you guys really appreciate this because I think this looks really nice, where we have another dimension to our success plan, right? Normally, all we can see is, hey, maybe these are the tasks that we have to do, and perhaps we can either have it by the dimension of our areas, like which area of our life is it servicing, or it's going to be towards the, how much impact bring. So we did 2 really big changes here. The first really big change is we've changed our impact values from high, semi-high, medium, semi-low, low, into proper numeric numbers that I think are really special. So for example, now instead of saying high impact, we say 10 times impact. What does 10 times mean? Well, 10 times means that we think that this specific task will give us 10 times improvements on our output. And ideally, we're optimizing for as many 10 times tasks as possible. This means that we have a very real possibility of just coming in here if we're rushed and only seeing our 10x items to do. So we only work on the things that are 10x because we only see that top of mind. Again, the point of our systems is that everything becomes top of mind. We don't have to worry about and always have the principles in mind while we're working. And we simply just have these views that really show us what we need to see when we need to see it. Now, just to go back though, because I want to show you why it's important to have the focus and not focused projects. So for example, you see a lot of these certain tasks have like, the knowledge project, be happy, build stronger family bonds. These are all just example projects that we have. But what I want to show you is if I at any stage decide to make something not focused anymore, let's say, the knowledge project, right? We have a few here. I say it's not focused anymore. If I bring it to not in focus, immediately everything down here will end up deprioritizing for us. And again, this is super, super important because it'll deprioritize for us so that we don't have to worry about doing these quests all the time. And actually, let me just double check this. Yeah, I just need to show it and re-show it. Let's see right here. I believe actually these are already ready to start. That's why it's showing that. So for example, if I go ahead and I go to the knowledge project and I do deprioritize them properly and I say these are all backlog statuses, let's do it like this. And then what happens is every time I drag the knowledge project back into focus, even the tasks that are not ready to start show up for me so that I know that these are things that I need to do because this project is now in focus. Let me show you this again. If I drag this into this incomplete section, boom, immediately all of these disappear. And then we don't have to see them anymore because it's not something that we have that is something that we need to prioritize. So something very, very, very important. So what we can do now also, as you guys saw earlier, is if I just change one of them to ready to start, immediately it will also bring up to ready to start. So we know that this is something that we may want to work on now and in the future. So that's super, super cool. And now that we have this kind of view, what's really important is we can now drag these over into our active quests and we can start working on them. So we drag it into our active quests, it becomes something that we get to do, amazing. And then now basically what we have is this section here where we can really and truly, prioritize and see exactly when we want to work on it. And now, so let's show you exactly how that works, right? Let's say we prioritize this Eat the Frog. This is something really important for us to do that we haven't been doing yet. We've been kind of sleeping on it, right? So let's make sure we can get this done. So let's go into our Make Life Simple. And you can see this dashboard also has changed quite a bit. Let's walk you through it. The first thing is we've made it really easy on the right-hand side to just switch through different tabs that you might need. For example, if you need to navigate around your system, areas of competence is your way to navigate around. Very easy. If you want to get your schedule, you can see that really easily. You can open up your schedule and see what's going on. So that's really, really nice. We can also hide that and then see our inbox. So the notes that we might want to be jotting down as we go through the day, as well as being accountable for your time, because I think it's definitely important to make sure we're always keeping track of the time we spend on our tasks and not just let the time get away from us. So let's hide all that now, and I like keeping my navigation open, and we can see that. Oh, also one thing I wanted to show here is a really, really cool improvement to this page that I really want to share with you guys is from now on, you don't have to worry about the jotting down your wake up time by yourself. All you have to do is just press new, and immediately the wake up time, whenever you created this new entry in your journal, in your what we call daily quest, immediately the wake up time is counted, and we know exactly when we had this wake up. So just try to check in as early as you can in a day so that tracks it as early as it can for you. But I really, really like that. And all you have to do is just press add today, and then immediately we can have our item filled out. And again, that saves so much time. I think it's really, really, really cool. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Okay, so let's jump into this. You can see we also have this section now for our Make More Fun app. Again, you can demo if you want to see how a new win looks like here, or how a level up looks like. I think it's really, really cool. And of course, you can reach out to us if you need any help about anything. You can just reach out just like so, and I think that's really nice. Okay, so if we go down, we can see that now we have this my preferred view here. And this is how I usually work on my tasks. I really like it because what we can do now is we can see that these are all our different items that we have to do, right? And we can drag it over. Hey, do I want to work on it in block 1 today? Do I want to work on it in block 2, in block 3? And when I actually work on it, I can then schedule it in progress so that I know exactly which task I'm working on at any point in time. Again, it's all about visual differentiation, but I can see exactly when do I do the things I need to do and not be so, stressed out and worry about everything else that may come along in the way. So very, very important stuff. Okay, guys, very important. And when I want to hand in something, I want to show you this as well. So for example, let's say this was the first block of work that I was doing. This is in progress. If I want to hand it in and I want it to be shared with family, I can just drag it into this section right here. And actually, I will remove the sorting in this one because I don't think it's necessary. And basically, I will now have this little check mark that shows me that, hey, I did want to share this with family, but it hasn't been shared yet. And when it has been shared, it will change a little rocket emoji, and then it will show up here as a new win. So that's also something really, really cool that we've implemented now that I wanted to show you guys. Of course, if you don't want to share a family, you can just leave it here, and you can see the X here. So it means that you're not sharing with family, and that's totally fine because internally inside the system, we also track your wins and your player card as well inside Notion. So you can definitely have an offline experience as well. So I think this is really, really nice. Again, because of the differentiation I can see in my system. Again, the main thing for me is that I come into the system within 30 minutes, I can already finish my planning. Again, measure twice, cut once philosophy. And then within 5 minutes, I can already start scheduling and see exactly what I want to do, when I want to do it, hand them in, and just go on with my day. So I really, really like that. Just really streamlined process for us. Also, I wanted to show you like, how some of our dashboards look like in the fantasy world. So in the gamification project, we're also going to be updating that as well. Of course, you can see that a lot of these now have an updated look and feel, which again, I really like, and just makes it easier for us to hand in work that we have finished and we want to continue doing. Okay, so that's a lot of the, initial upfront sharing that I wanted to show you guys, because I wanted to show you guys exactly what the power is of this whole new setup. Again, the really main important thing is now you have 2 dimensions that you can see visually at, the drop of a hat. And again, the hidden qualities of the tabs make it really easy for you to only focus on what you need to focus on. So for example, I only want to work on 10x tasks. So therefore, this is what I want to show. And depending on what areas I have in focus this quarter, I can then drag this and I can see exactly, hey, these are the things I need to see first. So I don't even need to worry about anything on the side there. I just want to just keep working on these items and keep pulling them down, keep working on them as I need to. So again, very, very, very important stuff here. Okay, so now I want to spend some time and show you how exactly we would build our own implementation of grouping. And this is where I get really in depth with you about exactly how does grouping work, how does subgrouping work. And we're going to use an example here from the review cycles. I purposely didn't build it until now because I wanted to really show you exactly how I would think about, where the possibilities are when we create these specific grouping features. So let's go into review cycles and let's show you what that's all about. Again, review cycles, if you're very familiar with it, it's just a way for you to essentially go ahead and make an intentional plan every single month, every single quarter, every single week, and follow through with that. So let's go first with our quarterly review and let's show you how that works. So we're going to open this up and we're going to make a new one. We're going to say new quarter and we're going to say Q4 2021. The dates for this quarter obviously is October 1st and to the end of December, so December 31st. And then we basically have this new quarter set up. Yes, dates, and we have to set this quarter focus. So let's do that. Let's figure out how to do that. So we're going to open this up as a bigger page just so that we can see it easier. And now we see that we have our Fantastic Six. So basically here is where we start seeing that we have a differentiator based on, hey, which quarter did we want to focus on? And what we have something really cool here is, again, the group feature. But I want to show you exactly like why this is important. So I'm going to go focus in quarter and I want to show you like in what cases would it work and what cases would it not work. So let's say if we add a group, let's see what happens here. Perfect. So we have a new group here and we're going to say quarter 4, for example, quarter 4 2021. And this is essentially the group that we have that we want to drag everything down to. Now, the issue with that is, and you guys saw it a bit earlier, is if I just have a gallery view, it's very, very tough for me to drag anything in there if there hasn't been anything in there already. So that's something that's a bit frustrating, right? And you're like, okay, Conrad, how do I resolve that? How do I make that easier for me so that I can make it work the way I want it to work? Well, there's 2 answers for this. The first one is we can make a very focused view that only shows me, list view, because list view you can drag it down, you can make it really easy. Or what I suggest for this specific implementation is I wouldn't use the grouping feature just because it's not very easy for me to regenerate this every single time, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But for now, let's hide the grouping feature. Let's not do it. Grouping by none, and let's show you why this is more important to just drag it into the section below. So first of all, I will sort though that I will have a sort, and we'll say this is by type. We can see area and value just like that, and we can drag this down. So it seems like areas of confidence inside our quarterly review don't have too much to improve on. Let's see if there's any improvements down here. Let's see highlights. Highlights for the month. I think that's perfectly fine as well. What you're going to do to constantly improve, you can just check these areas. That's also fine. And then what values I hold here, that's also fine as well. So there's no grouping features here that we have to see at the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, what we can do here, actually, a grouping feature I would like here is I would sort it by subtype. So sub area, not sub area, but type. Let's see. So type, we can then have this differently. We're going to hide the empty groups, so we can only see areas and values. And then here, I think is really useful. We can just drag it down. So yes, there is still implementation here, and I like it a lot. So just like that, and now we can even get rid of sorting, so we can drag it down easier. We don't need type anymore. And this just makes it really, really easy for us. Simple as that. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go back into quarterly review just so that I can set up the template for it in the future. So we have new quarter here. And then what we can do here is just make sure that whatever I just did earlier, this group by, I can go ahead and make a type. And then we can hide empty groups just like so. Now we can see area and value very, very easily for us to see. So that's cool. We can also do something for recurring tasks as well, but for now, if they're all quarterly, then that's perfectly fine. We're going to keep it like that. And now we should move forward. So moving forward, let's go ahead and see how monthly insights work. Monthly insights, let's see how we can improve this. Let's go ahead and do a new month. We're going to do, let's say October to the end of October. And then we say October 2021. Okay. So again, new month setup, we set the dates. Now we're going to set the quarter, new quarter, Q4. And then on top of that, we say this month's focus. Set this month's focus. And this is something that we can do now. So let's go ahead again, open this in a new page and let's see what's going on here. So we're referencing the values and areas and values this quarter. So I think this is something that we can also add a group here. Let's group by our type. And then let's hide empty groups. So again, we can see this really easily. So right now we're working on one dimension, right? We see one dimensional. These are all of the different groupings we can have in this gallery, which again, wasn't there before. So what we want to do is we want to see if focused in this quarter. Again, we don't have a focus yet. Maybe we can do that. So let's drag a focus down. Let's say mindset, say finances, and let's say sustainable business, passion, and then understanding, trustworthiness. So I see something really interesting is that when we drag it down, they're all becoming areas. So that's wrong. So let's go ahead and see why that's happening. We're going to go ahead and put a grouping feature in here as well. We're going to say group by type. And then again, we don't need to hide empty group here. We're just going to say between areas and values. So we're going to say hide. And then between areas and values, we can drag something down like this, like so. So now we have our values here. So these are our areas and values that we're focusing on this quarter. Really, really nice. So we can go into here now and we can see our focused manually. We're going to see this as Q4, and then we can see again areas and values. Again, very clean, very nice. I like it a lot. And now what we can do here is we can see our sub areas to work on. I think this one also could be sorted between master and tracker. So let's group by subtype, or again, type, not subtype. And let's hide our empty group so we only see our masters and trackers. We can see masters and trackers like this. And then we can see exactly all the sub areas we need to work on, and we can check out them in progress if we'd like. And we can just now hide this. We're done that. And then goals and key results to work on. I think this is really important. The important thing here is we're going to do the grouping and we're going to color the columns first, because I think this is really important. And then what we're going to do is add a subgroup. Now the subgroup previously you saw for tasks, usually it's subgrouping by the impact. This time what we're going to subgroup by instead is if it's in progress or not, by the status. And the important thing here for that is we want to know exactly which one of our goals is the specific one that we want to focus on immediately. So we will have our backlog, our ready to start, our block goals, and our in progress goals. And what we can do now is we can go ahead and make sure that the in progress goals are the ones that we're going to want to work on to be completed by the end of the month. So what we can do now is we can say, hey, this is a new, maybe we can get fits in 2021. I love using this example, right? We can go ahead and make a new awesome goal. Let's see what's going on here. There's going to be a small modification here. It seems like there's a little bug there, but that's fine. We can see that this is our get fit in 2021. This is really nice. And we can go ahead and just start adding key results into here. I actually have a really cool thing to show you in a second, but let's just say we're going to say that a key result is to, bulk up by, 5 kgs, or which is what, 12, let's say by 1 kg, which is 2.2 pounds. That's easier for me to calculate. And what we can do here now is do an awesome new key result. And let's see how that plays out. By the way, if you ever see like small things like this and you want to change it, how you can do that is you just find a property here. You can see that it's like that. This is a complicated one, so I don't blame you if you're finding it a bit difficult to understand. But basically, I'm just looking for the impact property, and then what I'm going to do is add a spacing there. So let's go ahead and add some spacing. Leave to that. There we go. So now we have some spacing there, and now we can see it really easily, and we can hide all this stuff now again. Really cool. Okay. So get fit in 2021. So now we have brought it to in progress, right? We can bring it back up to block, bring it back up to in progress, bring it to ready to start. And now what we can do, because we have this new feature, we can also just hide the status, so we can just easily drag it around and we don't have to worry about it. Again, if it's going to be in progress, that's when it will show up for us in the other views. Let me show you. So let's say the due date, I'm going to have to do by the end of the year, right? So by all accounts, this wouldn't normally show up in my in the next review, but I'm going to show you how that works now. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything else. So for highlights, again, I don't think this needs to be grouped. Sub areas, this is also fine. I think what we can do in sub areas here is also have a group though of our type. And again, hide empty groups, I think is really nice. Let's hide that. And then what we can do is show this month's wins. And this month's win, I think is really cool, is if we have a group by and we show that this is specifically the group by of our types. Let's see types here. And then we can see our hide empty groups. So we can see exactly what did we accomplish this month. And I think that's really, really nice. Okay, cool. So that's one of the implementations here. And what we can do now, oops, I triggered my Google Home. So what we can do now though is we can see how our weekly insights look like, our weekly review. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a new week. We're going to open this up, new week. We're going to say this is the week of, let's just go from this week onwards. So October, let's say October 25th. Actually, let's just do this week. So end dates of the 24th, right? So October 18 to 24. And then we're going to go ahead and see what does that set the date, right? We're saying the month now. So we're going to say it's October. And then we're going to say set this week's focus. And then this is something what we can put here. So now what we can do is we can see all our references. So this is something really good that we saw last time, where we had our sub areas this month. And again, this is something that we're going to say that. So we can either sort it by in progress or not in progress. I personally think this is better to be sorted to be in progress / needs review. Actually, I think something good here also is just to do by type. So it's really up to you. I don't think there's a big reason to do it either way. I like type as well, so I think this is fine. What we can see is goals this month. So again, our goals, we can see specifically, this is the goals this month that we want to work on. And the really cool thing now is because we've already designed that these are the ones to work on, what we can do first of all is the group by color columns, and then the subgroup is going to be by focus. So let's go ahead and do focus, the subgroup. So now if we have, let's say a focus here, I want to show you how that would look. Let's see, make sure that that's popping up for us. So focus. see, focus. I need to make sure that goals and focus don't show up here. So now I'm going to remove this filter because we have that better now. There we go, that's in there. So what we can do now is we can remove this whole view. Again, I'm trying to save on views through this exercise because now we have this focus thing right there, and I can just now hide the focus checkbox. All I have to do is just drag it down if I want it to be in focus, and simple as that. I think this is really, really nice as well because now I can drag it to focus really easily. And when I reference our key results this month, again, I can do the same thing. I can do a group by, and I can do a focus. And let's see how that plays out. So I get a focus checkbox. I believe this will have the same problem as before though, because it will be very hard for us to drag down. So let's see if there's a better way to do it. I think for now, just checking off the focus isn't too difficult here, right? But I think there is something to be said about making it easier to drag down, perhaps using a, perhaps using a list view. That could be really cool. Perhaps using actually, I think using a list view here wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about that right now. Give me a second. Yeah, it's not too bad if we use a list view here. Okay, so how I would use a list view is I would just copy this this view, and this actually should be key results in focus, so it's perfect. Key results in focus. And then we're going to use this view and drag it up. And then what we can do is make it a list. And now we can show some other properties here that we might find useful. So for example, downstream sum, let's see, downstream progress bar. There we go. So dream detected. And if we want to, we can drag it down to say that this is something that we want to work on. So something like that. I think this is really cool. So we can just drag it down and we can work on it, and vice versa. We can see that this happens here. So I think this is something really nice for us to kind of just look through and see what are all the key results to work on. I think also we should show punctuality. So punctuality is important here. We can put it up here. So punctuality, this is no target. So right now, we have no deadline for this and no target. So this is a bit in the air. We want to make sure that we're doing it properly and doing it the right time. Active projects to work on. I think this one is very obvious. We're definitely going to want this to be group by focus. So let's go ahead and do that. So group by focus. And then what we can do is now remove the focus checkbox here, so we can see exactly what is in focus, what is not, and we can go ahead and work on that. So that's also really useful. And then lastly, we can go ahead and see our projects have us to work on. I think this is fine. Yeah. This week's wins. Again, this week's wins, we can then separate it into our different sections, which is our types. Let's go ahead and do type, and we can hide our empty groups. So only the groups that end up showing up will show up like that. And then what we can do is we can add a week to this. I think this is easy. We can just throw this in, right? And then it works. And we can see how our progress has been throughout the week. I think that's really nice as well. I think for this, our wake up time, we're actually going to make this a proper, we have a view here. Yeah, this one, the details here. I'd rather use this one. I like this one a lot better. So instead of wake up time, we're going to hide this and we're going to show details instead. So always show. Now if I open it up and I hide this, we can see details. We woke up at this time instead. That's really nice. I like that a lot. So this will basically allow us to then schedule and see how our reflection properties have been going. So I think that's really nice. We can also see obviously more details if we want to, but this is the start of it. But yeah, so as you guys can see, like basically this feature has been very, very helpful for us to really split up and see exactly what needs to be done. And again, just make this whole process easier and easier. At this point, when I'm planning, it takes me less than 15 minutes to 30 minutes to just get the things I need to get out right there on paper or on Notion, digital paper, and then be able to start working on them. Again, I really, really like this view. I can't even overemphasize that because I like to be able to see like, hey, these are things I want to be ready to start on. These are things that are in progress. And the daily planning view is amazing because you're able to see exactly what's the 10x improvement that you can put in your life as fast as possible, right? So that you can go ahead and schedule them out for your day to get started. So I'd love to see what you guys have been building inside your Notions for this specific implementation. Do share with me in the comments exactly what you've been building. And I think that's my showcase for now. For everyone who's interested in getting these improvements into your system, I will be finally releasing these updates for the quarter this weekend. So thank you so much for everyone's patience. I knew about this feature that's been coming up, and I've been, really deliberating and stressing out about should I release it or the package without the updates yet, because I think this is really the game changer for us that makes our system, go, to even higher limit. So yeah, thanks again for everyone's patience there. I hope you do enjoy. If you have any questions, just feel free to write in. We're always available at the community. And for everyone who's eagerly waiting for templates, we'll be getting them real soon. So thank you for that. That's it from me, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Please take care. I hope you guys also like the new backdrop here. This is the new Family Without Borders house. So we're really excited. We've just moved in. We'll look forward to a video about our house really soon. We'll do a little quick showcase, a tour, just really hyping it up so that we get more people from the community joining us. But aside from that, please have a wonderful rest